like that show, but I have seen it before.
Okay, fair enough. The third game just started. We are on Metropolis here at the FnaticRaidCall Invitational with Seed against Creator. To the bottom of the map we have our prime player, it is Creator, and to the top we have Incredible Miracle Seed, who on Cloud Kingdom was able to tie the series. Good job, well done, and we have therefore a third game between these two Protoss. So pretty interesting to see who's going to advance to the semifinals here.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see. I have to admit that I have to tell you a little story from earlier while you were casting with Todd. Um, I didn't know Seed was matched up with Creator, so I thought he was playing a ladder game or something while he was actually playing in the middle of his game. And I asked one of our other Koreans here. You guys don't know who he is. His name is Yuda. He runs Play XP. Or he used to do Play XP articles. Now does stuff for Leveltory, but. I was asking him, I was like, oh, is he playing a ladder game right now? I was like, he's so good. And then Yuta, like, starts talking to him while he's playing. He's like, are you playing a ladder game? And, like, the guy, like, Seed kind of looks back for a second. He's like, why are you talking to me right now? And I was like, I, like, realized what was happening. I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, there was this guy. Do you remember the situation that we had in the studio?
Oh,
we were
god,
casting.
yeah.
We had one of the major fights going on in like a 40-minute game. And suddenly there comes this guy, this just visitor from the studio comes over and hits me at the shoulder, and I'm looking at him completely startled, and Wolf looks at me like, what's happening? So I look at this guy, and he suddenly just starts talking to me, and I can't hear him because of the headset, and he apparently did not realize that we were in the middle of the cast, even though we were shouting on the top of our lungs and expected me to talk back to him, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was that was really weird, but the thing about that story in the end was I thought those guys were trolls. Like, I thought they were trying to be annoying, but in the end it turned out they didn't know anything about StarCraft, and by the end of the night, man, they were asking people for autographs and stuff, and they got really into it. It was kind of a touching story to see someone come to the studio for the first time, not really know anything about StarCraft, then become a fan by the end of the night.
They were cheering like crazy for the players, they drew signs and everything,
yeah.
But at the beginning they're like, oh, you're casting, oh, so I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, we could see that we're going to see gas taken before, but Seed is, again, offensive gas here. And this is so good for Seed if he's going to do the same build he did last game. And he's taking his own second gas. The core timing is very similar. It's not going to come into play here. I don't think either player will decide to 4-gate. The gas does finish for Seed at the offensive location. And, we'll see how he replies this time. He's just going to take it out by looks of things. And he's chrono boosting his gateway, so he's definitely not going to just try to 4-gate, as some people would. Ooh, are we going to see DTs? Because this is where you would hide a Dark Shrine, potentially, if you wanted to go DTs in PvP.
That would actually be really cool. And Todd mentioned that he had to play against Creator, not in the last code, A Call of Fire, but one season back. And Creator was actually hiding DTs. He was going for a proxy Dark Shrine and was trying to just hide them at the side of the map. It was on Daybreak, though, not on Metropolis. But it would be really cool if Creator would choose a build like this in order to put pressure onto Seed in this game.
I once beat Artosis in a PvP with a proxy Dark Shrine. There's a Twilight Council going down, and there is a forward pylon here, but that actually is probably for a forward pylon for a Blink Stalker all-in. There are sentries being warped in for Seed right now. He's trying to aggressively scout what his opponent is up to. Double sentries will allow him to buy a ton of time for the Blink Stalkers, though. He sees his opponent has made a Zealot. He actually will be able to target down one of his opponent's Stalkers if he wants to, or at the very least get the Zealot. A little bit of hesitation allows his opponent up the ramp, but he does damage the Zealot. Creator now with 3 gateways, Blink. Oh, he actually is going to go for the Dark Shrine. I would have thought he would make it at the forward location if that was the case. 2 pylons going down. Oops.
But look at how this is going to work.
Yeah, the
out.
timing
The Dark
here.
Shrine will be in time so that he can warp in the first DTs before Seed actually scouts it. He will have the Observer in order to defend against the DTs, but they will definitely
He won't
hit him
keep it in his main, though, so that'll be the thing. And these sentries, though, will allow him to force field. Oh, and now, this is actually really interesting, because now that Seed sees this, he may think that he's up to no good. He may think, oh, Dark Shrine perhaps. Why does he have this pylon in this location? It doesn't really scout anything. But more likely, especially with what Creator's doing now, he probably thinks it's a Blink Stalker and he's cancelled his Nexus and he's going to set up in his main. This will make the DTs less effective, but it means that he's accomplished what he wanted to in forcing the cancel on the Nexus, and as a result, Creator starts his own Nexus. So this is really cool to see how he's taken a somewhat bad situation and turned it into a good one for him, and I really like that.
Because of this pressure, Seed also did not go for an Observer. He went straight for the Immortal, so he skips on the Observer.
Oh, you're exactly right. Now, what you can do in this type of situation is make 3 DTs and make one of them into an Archon and break up the ramp that way, but that's something that people very rarely do. He's going to force a lot of force fields here. Oh, what? Oh, what?
Wow, this is gonna hurt a lot. He does not have any detection, and there will be a lot of kills. Did he trap it completely?
Yeah, he did. It can kill some probes, but the thing is there's some lost mining time here, if nothing else. And the Observer is almost out, but he's gonna... I can't really tell exactly what he's killing in there, but I think he's just damaging some sentries.
Yeah, he's not taking down any of his opponent's probes at this point. 2 of them were killed though. And well, as you already pointed out, with the expansion that Creator suddenly has now, he's in a very good spot. He's already at 36 harvesters to 25 now in 2 bases, so a very good economy for him.
The aggression that he put on just scared his opponent so much. He made so many sentries, and then he used a lot of sentry energy, so his sentry energy isn't as high as it could be. He's now back at home in a great spot, making an Archon. And his opponent's got Blink on the way. He's got Charge on the way, though. He's going up into that Charge Zealot Archon composition that will allow him to pressure his opponent as he keeps his base up. And Creator now is on a clock. He doesn't have a lot of time. He needs to do something. It looks like he's going to be aggressive here. He has to wait until the second Observer is out, though, before he can really comfortably move out on the map. He wants to take out that pylon because that's so important. That means his opponent won't be able to counterattack with DTs as quickly as he could otherwise.
Army supply 46 to 38, and at this point Creator can't just add additional production buildings, which is exactly what he does right now, adding a 5th gate. He already has Charge nearly done, and then he will just get additional units, probably just choose to... Oh, there's an engagement in the middle right now, and he needs to be careful. Creator he does not need to get the...
Yeah, I don't like this. He's actually thrown away so many Zealots here.
Biding time would have been a better choice.
Yeah, this may be his way of biding time, but it was just such a bad trade for him that now Steed's across the map and he doesn't have a lot of units. He doesn't have a forge either. He can't make any cannons. He can't really do a whole lot to defend this.
Creator with the robotics tech here, but this is getting scary at this point. His army size is not as huge as it could be, and he lost too many Zealots.
Yeah, it would be a lot easier to defend this with Zealots, but he just does not have. His opponent had so many sentries that started to fight in that battle. Oh, I like this a lot by Seed. He's going to try to draw the units over to the cliff where he can do a ton of damage on the low ground. Remember, he has a lot of sentries in that mix too with the Archons. He can step over those. We'll see. He's actually going to go for an engagement. Creator being really brave here. The Archon doing a ton of damage.
And the Archon killing the force fields immediately. The Zealots charge in again. Creator at 74 supply against 61, but the army supply is in favor of Seed as he warps in additional Stalkers and now tries to target down his opponent's unit. He can use Blink as well. Blink's back with his units. Nice micro here by Seed. Creator might be in trouble. He even has to pull his probes at this point. Very close, but it looks like with the additional warp-ins, he might be just able to kill Creator.
This Immortal coming out is so important. He needs that Immortal. If he can get that Immortal out, if he can buy a little bit more time, he may be able to just win this game by sheer factor of having it. I think it's too late, though. His Stalker count is now too low. The Immortal will be targeted as soon as it pops out. He needs to pull it back. He does get a kill immediately. He's trying to use it, and it looks like he's pushed Seed back, at least initially here. The probes are off the line. More Zealots coming with these Zealots in. If he can target down the Immortal, he will be able to take this game, but the Immortal is doing so much DPS. targeting down enemy stalkers.
Way too many stalkers here for Seed. The Immortal is doing a really good job though, trying to take on his opponent, and is killed finally. And this is exactly what Seed needed. He can blink in now if he wants to. He has the numbers: 9 to 4 stalkers, 39 to 44 supply, 1 base against 2, but it doesn't do Trader any good. He lost many units early on before the final engagement, and this is just killing him right now with 7 stalkers to 2. Creator is losing the game, and therefore the best of 3, and Seed advances to the next round. He advances to the semi-final, where he will either meet Hero or us.
What a